Like, ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? Ayy, coming down like precipitation. I ain't never met a limitation. Hater plotting my elimination. Gotta go to Google for the information. I'm a superstar, so I gotta shine. Top dollar be the bottom line. Bottom feeding niggas out of line. Turn your heart rate to a dotted line. Yeah, my zodiac probably dollar sign. Got the energy to win it, my nigga, I'm feeling great. Got a date with destiny, focusing on my fate. I don't give a fuck what you rapping, you been a fake. I'm everything that they ain't, it can't be, it won't be. Wanna see me fall, I can't go, I won't leave. Coming from the block with plain clothes and police. Straight up to the top with bankrolls and rollies. Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? Ayy, 12 can't really stop shit, so I'm still pushing like a mosh pit. Ice dripping, think I'm hot shit. In a yellow bucket with the mop stick. I've been jugging jams like wholesale. Everything must go sell. Hitting bitches with the oh well. Need 100 milli on the low scale. On my worst night, I'm the best nigga. Wouldn't mess with you, couldn't cap to him. Homie spotted me like 700, brought 1100 right back to him. If I can't do it, then it ain't real. I just make dollars, I don't make deals. I've been going hard in the paint, still blowing kush clouds till I can't feel like. Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 5 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? Got 5 on it.
Yo, what's good, man? What's happening? Man, this beat is fire. I like this beat. What's happening, people? Can you hear me? Sound check. Is everyone all good? Yo, what's good? What's good? What's happening? How you doing, Vincent? Who's in the room today? Who's in the room? What's happening? Got a lot of members in the room. Greg, Robbie, Carl, Sack Trades, always my guy at the top, man. How you doing, bro? Jedi, what's happening? Tane, who we got in here? Scrolling down. Thad, how you doing, bro? Arzuma, how you doing, man? Alex, who else is in here? Crypto Mojo, what's happening? Noriega, what's good, bro? Commander, got a lot of love in here, man. There's a lot of love in here tonight. Today. Tonight. Oh, man. Boomers, man. Boomers. Brooklyn in the house. What's happening, bro? Mad love. All right, then. Yo, yeah. Congrats to PC Shed, man. Happy days. Espresso. What's good, bro? Loud and clear, yeah? All right, then. Cool. Okay, then. So, if you are new to the channel and you're just passing through, be sure to like and subscribe. My name is Tino. Welcome to the Traders Reality channel. Let's have a conversation, guys. Let's get with it. New York starting in less than 10 minutes, man. Let's deal with what we've got to deal with right now. Music all good for you, yeah? It's not disturbing you. Nice in the background. nice in the background. Mad days. What is this guy talking about? Okay, then. LL Kev G, thank you very much, my brother. Yeah, NFTs are holding it, man. And this is what happened last time, right? The one reason why Ethereum made the move that she did last time was because of the NFTs, right? Which is kind of a good thing because it solidifies the utility of the Ethereum blockchain. If people are using it, naturally Ethereum is going to rise, okay? Likewise with Bitcoin, because we noticed when Ethereum was making that run to the upside, Bitcoin and XRP were just holding out, you know, and then when Ethereum would consolidate, that's when we saw the moves for Bitcoin and XRP. So it's like they were pushing the money towards Ethereum, and then when they wanted to consolidate, take some profits, they'd take that and put it into Bitcoin, which naturally was going to lead to Bitcoin and XRP's rise to the upside. All right. But what we're going to talk about today, ladies and gentlemen, is to understand where we are. Okay, what's Bitcoin doing? Because all we're seeing is just these pumps to the upside, and we keep bringing price back into the zone. Okay, just come back to where we were previously in this area right here. This is on the 1 hour time frame. Bitcoin makes a nice solid move up. It comes straight down into the zone. Another solid move up, straight into the zone again. Now this move right here, as much as I would have expected them to move a little bit higher. I mean, to be honest with you, the fact that they only managed to get towards 50,600, and we had this stopping volume candle in this zone right here, it just gave me, it's just such a weak move. You know, everyone was getting excited at this point. All right, once the 50 breaks, okay, a lot of people became committed to Bitcoin, which is the perfect time for them to reverse price. Notice how they recover back. The vector candles, notable volume, price moving away from the 50 EMA, price pulls straight back in. All right, we've seen this behavior many a times. If we go back in the chart, look at this right here. Coming up, breaking the zone, spike, reversal. Again, spike up, reversal. So it's every time price makes the high, every time it grabs the attention of the retail trader, he moves price higher and then he reverses it back in, you know? So what is there left to expect? Well, we've got New York starting in 10 minutes. Now, when I say New York, you guys know that this is the pre-market right now, 9 a.m. All right, that's what it's going to be in the next 10 minutes. 9 a.m. Banks are open. Traders are at their screens from all the institutional fund managers, hedge funds, brokers, you name it. Everyone's come to the charts today. We're going to try and determine exactly what is about to happen. All right, so I'll bring it over to MT4 to give it a little bit of clarity for you. In the Asian session last night, guys, all right, are we all good? Yeah, what's happening in this chat? Is everyone all good? Music's a little bit too loud, no problem. I'll drop it down for you. All right, cool. Let's just do this. Happy days, just a little bit up. There we go, cool. Yeah, but you know what? Morning from Texas, what's going on? All right, cool. Matterbomb, how you doing, man? Okay, you have yourself a good day, bro. Have yourself a good day. MicroStrategy just brought 3,900 Bitcoin. Well, look, I think that price has absorbed that. You know, I think they are. How long ago was that information? You know, that's the thing. They've told us now, but when did the transaction happen? I'm sure you can find it on the blockchain. But what we need to establish is this, guys. What we look for in this stream is we try and find relationships between the Asian session, another. Oh, okay. We're trying to find the relationship between the Asian session and the UK session, because both these two sessions right here are going to determine what New York is going to do. Okay, so look at it from this session from yesterday. All right, Asian session moves price to the upside. All right, everyone's getting excited about price. Market makers mark up their shorts at the highest point. In the UK session, you can see right here that they didn't really do much. All right, it's like they had already accepted that the Asian session had moved price to the absolute high, that they were happy with getting their shorts filled at. They made one last attempt to the upside. The US Brinks box comes in and initiates a stop hunt rise in the same session and then drops it all the way, filling it consistent with the Asian session intention. Now, where we are in the charts is simple. We've seen the Asian session do their business. So they initiated a stop hunt rise and then a drop. All right, drop down to the lower time frames to see it clearer. Watch what happens here. Asian session, this green box right here, okay? They make price, move it to the upside of the Asian session high, which sits at the 50 EMA on the 15-minute time frame, which is the 13 EMA on the hourly, okay? They induce traders to step in because they think that this 50 EMA, which is actually the 200 EMA on the 50-minute time frame, which it represents the 1 hour 50 EMA, okay? Guys thought that was an opportunity to buy the dip. So they get in, notable volume, steps in. They break down price, hit the Asian session low. So initially it was a stop hunt rise, and then it was a stop hunt low, and then they've shifted price all the way back up. UK have done the same thing, all right? But it's a small zone. They initiate a stop hunt rise in the Brinks box, and then they drop it back down again. Commit traders to the upside, reverse price. Now it's stabilized, price has come back, recovered this full vector candle, and we've had the move to the downside. So by principle, are we expecting this similar behavior in this session to roll out with New York? So New York opens in about 6-7 minutes. By principle, we should see New York induce the reversal back to the upside and potentially try and take the 50k again, because this move is controlled. It is completely controlled. Look how they're holding the zone. Moving averages are flat. There's no clear direction as such. Some will beg to differ, but I'm going on with what I see right now. Okay, pivot point, Asian session midpoint, 200 EMA, which is the 50 EMA on the hourly, 13 EMA on the 1 hour time frame, edging downwards towards the 50 EMA, which is on the 50-minute time frame as the 200 EMA. I'll just flip over to the hourly to make it easier for you. As you can see right there, have a closer look. You'll see it. 5 and 13 have crossed over. Okay, 13 hasn't crossed over the 50 EMA yet, but everything is flat across the board. So range-like behavior. Look at the pins. 1, 2, 3 pins to the low. They're spiking price lower, hitting previous pulls and reversing it back up. They are building their longs below the key 50k zone. Where's that? Right here. 50k right there. They build their longs below it because when they get enough of the orders committed in this area, they will then shift straight through the 50k zone at the best possible fill, which could take us towards the next pool of liquidity. If I just bring up my chart, we should see it. What on earth has happened there? Forget that chart. It's done. Zoom out and you'll see it right here. Zoom out. The next pool is in and around the 52 zone. Up there. That's by principle what we are waiting for price to get to for us to then assume a peak formation in this zone. Okay? But we've got to be careful, guys. Always add caution to caution. Yes, everything looks like it's favoring higher movement, but remember, at a moment's notice, market makers can actually switch everything up, and we've got to be cool with that. All right? We've got to understand what things do we need to be paying attention to establish a change in direction. All right? Don't watch what any analysts are saying. Don't watch anyone else. Don't even watch me. Make your own decision. All right? Because at the end of the day, it's you making the commitment. That means it's you taking the responsibility for your actions. This game is all about claiming responsibility, because it's easy just to blame the dog, blame the missus, blame everyone else, so that you can justify why you kind of messed up if the trade doesn't go in your favor. All right? Now, let's have a look at what else we've got going off across the board. Ethereum, let's have a conversation. How you doing? XD. Sorry, man. I don't know if I'm saying it. Adriana, what's good? What's good? How you doing, love? You all right? Yeah, I know Michael Saylor. I know he's part of those guys. I'm not cool with that, but anyway. While market makers dropping price, I'm building position long. Well, that's the name of the game. That is by principle what we are actually waiting for price to do. Okay? Ethereum. Let's look at that. That. Right. NFTs. Go anywhere. As I said to you a moment ago, you don't need to worry about articles or anything like that, but just check this out. Check this. So, Cryptocraft news, all right, just takes articles across the internet, all right, and puts them into one place. Now, this is a good place to come to if you want to understand what retail traders are basing their decisions off. What's going on with my speech today, man? How you doing, man? We've got more people coming through. Yeah, Vet is probably breaking out. We're going to see the move in a second, man. We're going to see the move. I think we will see a move, all right? But let me just deliver this to you. Talk about it all the time, right? What information are they feeding in this platform or across the globe, all right, to get people to do something about it? Bitcoin struggles at 50k level, inducing traders to go short. XRP, Bitcoin, Ethereum, a commodity or security. MicroStrategy has acquired an additional 3,907 Bitcoin for 177 million. So we go from bad news to good news. It's always throwing people off. And there are guys out there that will just take as many of the articles that they can see about cryptocurrency and then simply come over to the chart and make a decision. Now, let's look at it technically, all right? We've had this big pump up with Ethereum. We've got the NFTs going crazy, all right? naturally, Ethereum is going to either hold, regardless of what people are saying about cryptocurrency. At the end of the day, if money's coming into it, that's a good thing. And NFTs are going to start that process all over again compared to what happened last time. All right, if we bring up the daily on Ethereum, all right, if you were to go back in time and explore what articles were being released whilst this move was happening, it's all about NFTs. All right, the NFT marketplace was doing all of this. All right, now are we in the same boat again? All right, Ethereum has recovered near enough all of the vector candle. We're waiting for her to just come up and clear that zone. The 3,500 point is where I ideally want Ethereum to go. Okay, and then we should see a retrace from this zone. This could be the last move up to the upside before we see a decent retrace, reset, and then continuation to the upside. Drop down on the 4-hour time frame. What are we witnessing on there? We've got a new 4-hour candle starting. Well, it says it's started already, okay, but on MT4 we've got a new 4-hour candle coming into play in less than 5 minutes time. All right, so that is really important, okay, because what will happen in that 4-hour candle, if it's consistent with the UK Brinks and the UK session as a whole, all right, we should see a spike lower and then a move back up. But it's all down to how New York absorbs. Right now we're in the New York Brinks setup. All right, now the New York Brinks session itself takes roughly around 30 to 90 minutes. That's how long the Brinks usually plays out for. All right, so we've just got to wait. What is the US session going to do? Because we've got the futures market at 2:30. Are we going to see them hold the 13 EMA on Ethereum and make a bounce higher? Are we going to see them do exactly the same on Bitcoin? Because right now the 5 and the 13 EMA have come close together. They've contracted. I want to see expansion. All right, look at all these wicks spiking the lows, getting the orders filled to the downside, getting the guys to commit to going short and then reversing price back up. All right. Yeah, there's lots of stuff happening. Bring your bows to trading. DeFi chain. Real Noriega says you owe him 100 favors. That's funny. I have vape chat enabled. Funny, Brer. That's funny. No, I haven't smoked my pipe. I haven't done my vaping because I really need to look after my voice, man. I've like laid off it a few days and it's a struggle, I tell you that now. From the start, Crypto Juggler. The Brinks box usually lasts between 30 to 90 minutes from each time that it starts. So at the start of each session, UK session, New York session. All right. Okay then, so we need to wait and see what New York is going to do next. All right, let's have a look at the altcoins. I've said this time and time again. Whenever we see the big three consolidating, all right, always pay attention to the altcoins that are holding their gains. All right, Ava just seems to just be holding the top spot. All right, more importantly, when the big three do decide to make their moves, pay attention to the coins that were holding their gains. Excuse me. Pay attention to the coins that were holding their gains now that the big three are moving, because you're going to see explosive moves. Here we go. Look, Ava looking like it wants to break out. Vet, where we at? Vet is on its way. Let's have a look on the 15-minute time frame. That nice little pattern, expansion away from the moving averages. That's what I want to see. But what we must be aware of, guys, is especially with the altcoins, just be prepared that they may induce a stop hunt and then drop down again. So just be careful with that. We haven't had that many gains in terms of altcoins, well, any of the altcoins that I'm holding here. Okay, not holding, but on the watch list. So having a look at other coins as well. Let's have a look at XRP, what the story is there. Look, they're just zoning it out, consolidating. Look how they're bringing price down lower. Vector candles to the downside, keeping it within this range. There are more red vectors than there are green vectors. All right, these are all stops getting hit. I'm anticipating them to reverse price back up because we are below the 1.25 zone. All right, $1.25. We want the $2 mark. That's what we want for XRP. Now, although it's going to take a long time for XRP to get to that point, okay, we need to see how the development on the lower time, well, below these lower figures right here, the 125, the 150, the 175, those quarter numbers, okay, they all play an important role. Okay, so looking at XRP on the hourly, the 5 and the 13 EMA, like, look at that. Starting to cross over. But look, the 50 EMA is flat across the board. There's nothing happening right now. New York could even continue this behavior. Okay, so we've got to sit tight. Naruto, how you doing, man? Yasu, man. Mad love to you. XRP, yeah. What is BNB up to? Let's have a conversation about BNB. Right, BNB USD. 500, man. That's crazy. Topped off at the 509 zone. Okay. Price deviates away from the moving average. Reverts back. Red candle, green candle formation. Will this hold? All right, because that's what's really important, guys. You've seen this pattern before. Just look. Every time price deviates away from the moving average of the 50 EMA and has an aggressive move to the upside, it always comes back, stabilizes, and makes the move. Now, what are we expecting from BNB? Because we could actually be going into an M formation. All right, that could be a possibility. Because until price does continue and break out of this zone, then it looks like we are in first leg of an M, retrace, continuation. Can't surpass this area right here. It has to stay ideally within the previous high. Granted, if it does spike up and brings it back down again, that is still fine. But what we want to see is we want to see BNB, Binance Coin, shift out of the zone and invalidate this M formation. We want to see it move higher before we see an M formation. All right, because if it's holding this zone right here, it will make sense that they're trying to move higher, but it's what they're making the retail trader think. All right, because if the retail trader is coming down now and thinking he can buy the dip because he doesn't want to miss out on this opportunity, well, there's a lot of liquidity here for the market maker to take advantage of. So that means he could actually go long at a lower price, which could imply that they could come back down to one of these pools of liquidity. That's on the basis that this M formation does play out. So we, in essence, want to see price come back up. Where is it? Price moving up and then coming back down again. That's what we are expecting them to do, if that is the case. Zach, let's have a look at Ethereum again. A couple of people are coming through to the channel right now. All right then, so pulling back. There we go. Thing is, they're holding it above the 50 EMA. I'm not worried about anything. It's when we get a break of the 50 EMA. If that does happen, price is likely to come down and it will come back up and retest that point. It would have recovered the green vector candle right here anyway. All right, so there would have been a reason for them to reverse from that point, because whenever we hit a projection or a previous pool of liquidity, the coin reverses. All right, because they've just released a ton of liquidity in this zone. They can't create fear, or they can't create a mad influx of orders. Okay, because if we were to just go through this vector candle and continue down lower, the market maker won't be in control of price. He will then have to fulfill everyone's orders to the downside, which means that if there are any guys going short in this zone, they're making profit. So the market maker needs to bring price back up to hit those guys' stops, because they started going short at the break of the 50 EMA. All right, which is why I say to you guys, always trade the retrace. Wait for the retrace to come in, because if price drops down, you want to see it reverse back up to prove that it's not just a fake move to the downside and then price reversing back up. You want to see if it's going to come back, retrace the 200 or 50 EMA, reject it, and then continue lower. And then you've got your next profit target, which would in essence be the 200 EMA. So then that's where you're testing the validity of the move from this point right here all the way down to this zone right here. All right. Where is he? How you doing, PC Shed, man? Have a look at Mana. Mana Decentraland, is it? Yeah? Let's have a look. No. Is it? There you go, yeah. I was right. Here we go. making moves to the upside, holding the 50 EMA. So here you go. This is a beautiful example of holding the gains, okay, whilst everything across the board is dropping. Pay attention to this coin, because when everything starts to rise again, this coin is likely to have the big follow-up movement. Because think about it. If the big three are dropping, people, you know, coins are going to naturally do the same thing. But then if you've got coins that are holding their gains and even traveling higher, it means money's coming in supporting it. That's what you want to be invested in. You want to be keeping an eye out on those kind of coins when you're coming to the charts. All right. But be careful. Just because it's the Lone Ranger making the move higher as such, all right, doesn't mean that it's not subject to those pullbacks straight away. Okay. Be careful. Sol. Let's have a look at Sol. Coming down. Standard behavior back to the 50 EMA, or it has been trying to do so, as you can see with these wicks right here. So at minimum, they can bring price all the way down here. No problem, because they've come down to the zone already. Now we're just waiting to see if the UK session is actually going to follow through and do anything about it. Sorry, the US session. That's what we're effectively waiting for. Let's have a look at ADA. I need to look at ADA, man. Where are you? Actually, let's look at Algo. What's Algo doing? Yeah, pulling back quite aggressively. Dropping down, level moves. 5 and 13 EMA below the price, below the 50, and above the price. Okay, so it looks like strength is moving price down lower. They could actually induce a pattern in this zone. I need to look at ADA. Cardano. Here we go. Very controlled movement. Look at that. Controlled movement. Okay. Rise up, retrace, hasn't even touched the 50 EMA. The 5 and the 13 EMA are above price. Okay, they've just crossed, but that's not enough to say, yeah, okay, let's go short. That's not enough for, in my opinion, you know, it's not enough to grant a short. All right. So we're going to wait and see what New York have in store for us. Okay. What's going on? This too shall pass. How you doing, bro? Zil. Ah, you want to have a look at Zil? Okay. Zilica. Right. Here we go. Have you noticed how everything seems to be doing the same thing? The behavior is exactly the same. All coming down to test the 50. A lot of people are buying the dip. Now, this buying the dip could induce another move to the upside and commit even more money, which we then may end up going into a peak formation. Got to be careful. Right, because we've had a lot of movement to the upside. Okay. Right, let's have a look at something else. TRX. Crazy coin this is, but it does well. It really does do well. Hot. Let's have a look at Hot, man. Spiky behavior. Holding the 50 EMA. Everything is just holding the 50 EMA, and there's no two words else to say about it other than we need to wait for New York to come into play. Have a look at Cake. Cake's pulling back to the 50. Matic, where we at? Gone beyond the 50 EMA. The reason why we're waiting for New York, because it's then more liquidity and we're going to know if they mean business in this zone. All right. So back onto Bitcoin, drop onto the 5-minute time frame just to have a look here. So here we go. Right. You can see a pattern forming right there. And it's a small pattern. W formation. Price hits the 800 EMA. Okay. It's staying below the psychological high, which they have broken. They came back up to test it. 1, 2, and 3. By principle, we should see a pattern form in this zone. We should see a pattern in and around the Brinks box. Now, New York could be treacherous, guys. All right. New York could be that treacherous time. We've got this previous pool of liquidity right here that they may bring price back down to. Drop on the 15-minute time frame. All right. Go lower, you can see another pool of liquidity right here. Where's it gone? This zone right here. That's not to say price is going to go down there. We don't know. All we can do is work out where is the money at that the market maker may likely send price to. We have our things that we use to make sure that we can validate where the price is going to continue lower. 5 and 13 EMA have crossed over on the 15-minute time frame. It's below price. Price is below it all, okay? The 1 hour time frame is showing me that the 5 and the 13 EMA have yet to cross over the 50 EMA. So Do you understand? If you make your decision off the 15-minute time frame, don't get caught up if it does actually reverse and goes back up just because the 13 EMA has crossed over the 50 EMA on the 15-minute time frame. Remember, you want the 50 EMA on the 50-minute time frame to cross over the 200 EMA, because that little flip there is going to be the 1 hour crossing over the 13 EMA, crossing over the 1 hour 50 EMA. All right, I've done my throat, man. Okay. Sebastian, Tino, would you say inverted head and shoulders on Bitcoin? What time frame? What time frame are you basing that off? That'll be interesting. The Brinks box is a point in the chart where price effectively set up, okay, before each session and during, all right? And right now it's 9 a.m. in the, well, it's 9:15. So usually at the open of every market, whether it be the UK session, the Frankfurt, US, with the exception of Asia, okay, the market makers tend to mark up price and prepare it for the session. What we're trying to establish is if what they did in Asia is effectively what they're going to be doing in the US session. So look, now we've got this nice spike down lower right here, okay? It's still holding the zone. I'm waiting for New York to come into play, because if they break this zone right here, we will understand where we are in the chart, okay? 15 minutes for inverted head and shoulders, okay. Yeah, this is true. Over the counter never affects price, right? Over the counter trades never affect price. It's the information of him buying it that affects price, because people come to the charts and they mimic that, they reflect that. What's going on from Australia, man? How you doing? Check ERN. Let's have a look at ERN. Okay then. Quite an expensive coin. Fair enough. What am I expecting from this? It's been trading up nicely. Very nicely. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. The idea is that the 200 EMA should hold in this zone. This is what we're testing across the board. Same with all the altcoins. Yeah, by principle, bandits. By principle, wait until the Brinks box is established, because you can see what they're doing with price right now. Just look at Ethereum. Yes, it looks like it's dropping. All right, 15-minute time frame does look like it's having a little bit of a drop, but look, where are we? We've only come down to a point that we were beforehand. All right, we are near the Asian session low. That's fair and square. So if you look, you can see that we are approaching the Asian session low. All right. However, wait until the Brinks is established. Let New York induced traders commit the shorts, and then at the start of a new 4-hour candle, we should see price making its move to the upside by principle. So here we go. The start of a new 4-hour candle that has started quite fiercely to the downside. That to me is good news, because whenever you see a new 4-hour candle and the momentum gets triggered straight away and they push price down lower, that's a trap. In my opinion, from my experience, I've seen it so many times. They trap traders in and they reverse it back up. All right. It's when they reverse back up, what point will they continue from that zone? That's the thing that we're looking for right now. 15-minute time frame. Here we go. Yep, aggressive move down. Should be consistent with the Asian session. Ideally, we want the Asian session low to hold as support. That is what we want. Notice how it's starting to get a little bit busy. Look at that. Let me bring up the chart right here. This is really important. Bitcoin at the same time. Let me just flip the chart here. Let me add a little bit of Bitcoin, so we can see clearly what's going on. Here we go. Okay then, this is the zone. Let's see what they've got in store for us. Ethereum and Bitcoin on both charts. Let's see what they're going to do. Because by principle, if they're finished with this zone right here and hold from this area of support, we could see this vector candle getting formed. All right, we could see the recovery to it. But right now, look, pin to the low, staying within this previous zone. Okay, there's vector candles in this area. Are they working those zones right now? And are we going to expect to see them move higher? That's the thing. So here we go. Look at Ethereum. Inside this candle right here should be a vector. There should be a vector. No vectors. 1 minute time frame. Red vectors. Wow, there's only a couple right there. It's recovering that one right there. Look at how fast that they move price up, man. 15-minute time frame. See the development of the move. It's the development right there. Let's have a look at a couple of your questions. What do the gaps between candles mean? The colored boxes, guys, are just time zones. Okay, that's all they are. They are all time zones. All right, so Frankfurt, UK session, 8 hours across. Asian session starting from Sydney, 10 p.m. at night, GMT, going all the way across 8 hours. All right, we are now waiting effectively for the US session to do exactly the same thing. Yes, sir, I can have a look into those for you. Where have I got Dollar Yen? I've got Dollar Yen on here. Save me switching over the chart. Dollar Yen is taking an absolute monster of a battering. Okay, it's actually broken the previous zone right here. Okay, it's looking like it wants to come back up. And we've had a vector candle print for us right here, which at the same time, if we do pay attention to gold, gold should by principle be moving higher. There it is. Gold's movement isn't that much stronger actually. All right, it's coming up towards the previous pool of liquidity right here. Okay, so it's likely they come back to this point. We've been waiting for this point in the chart with gold. Okay, Dollar Yen is taking the battering. All right, and that's good news for gold, bad news for dollar. Okay, moving forward from that, let's have a look at, where was it? Audio is a good coin. Everything is holding right now. SXP's, whoa. Ava's moving. There you go. Ava taking a shoot into the upside. Absolutely crazy. Oh my days. Look at that. That is brilliant by Ava. There it is right there. Do you see? Look, this is what I was trying to say to you. Notice only just a few moments ago, Ethereum was coming back up and so was Bitcoin. All right. Then all of a sudden, look what happens with Ava, just shifting up as well. So like as I said to you, when the majors are actually dropping and you see these altcoins holding their zones and showing clear strength, when money starts coming into the majors, guaranteed you're going to see the guys that have been holding out during the drop, okay, are going to start moving strongly. Okay, brilliant movement. And that's the correlation right there. It's like it's a disparity, a fractional disparity across the board, right? When they move money from the majors into the altcoins. All right, now we're trying to understand if there is a relationship right there. And so far in the charts, we are kind of seeing it. SRM. Large final. Bot, please, Tino. What? A bot. What bot is that? Let's have a look. Let's have a look at what you guys are asking me for. Wait. Pawn rune. Let's do something. Hold on. Bitcoin. Let me just get Bitcoin back up for the guys. Here we go. See Bitcoin now pulling back quite bad. They're basing this zone right now. US Brinks, man. We might see some interesting behavior, guys. There's a good chance that they actually may break this zone and then reverse from it. This is what we need to see. Sol itself is holding pretty well. There you go. Spike low and move back up. They're only coming down to previous points, guys, in the chart. This is healthy, and this is what we want to see from this move if we're going to see it move higher. But Bitcoin is taking a battering right now, and it's dropping. But it's not dropped anywhere. It's only making its way down towards the Asian session low. Okay, if this is what we understand to be a potential pattern in the zone, okay, could we be starting the pattern from here, making the move? Because we got 3 pushes to the downside, price reversing back up. Look at that, Ethereum Nice breakdown lower. Very good break. Everything looks like it's taking a nice pullback right now. Have a look. Have I got any vectors on here with Bitcoin? I need to see if I've got those vectors in the zone. Where is it? No vectors right there. Daily, nothing right there. 4 hourly. No vectors in sight. 5-minute time frame. Nah, it's just continuation. Rejection of the 50 EMA contention. There you go. Recovery of the vector candle right there. New York getting very aggressive. Here we go. 5 minutes until the futures market. Red vector candle. This may be the stop hunt low. This may be the stop hunt low. Okay. We're going to know if it is the stop hunt low. If they do break below this point, then we're going to see a run through towards this previous vector point in the chart, which is right down here. All right. Let's see if this candle is going to be that candle that does it. Let's have a look. Now, so of course you get different. Here we go. Ethereum, red vector. Is there vector candles on the way down there? No vectors there. Got green vectors in this point right here. So if price does before the next half an hour candle, okay, the next half an hour will be very important for us because the US futures market is going to open, and if there is a continuation down, next candle will just follow through with that. Okay, but it may stabilize at this point in the chart. Waiting for what? In the next 5 minutes, new 15-minute candle will form, which will give us half an hour towards the next hour. So another 30-minute candle. Here we go. Here we go. It needs to stay within this zone for this pattern to hold. That's what we're waiting for. Let's have a look here. Here we go. TNT on the way down. However, it did not go down. I'm paying more. I'm paying to play for it to reverse right now. If you're trying to understand how to apply this strategy, do it as cheap as possible. Get used to placing trades. Get used to pulling up the chart and saying, yep, I believe it's going to go there, or yes, I believe it's going to go here. Because when you lose, it's going to be a small amount, but the lesson you're going to learn behind that loss is going to tell you whether or not that entry was good or not. And you'll be able to work out whether it's going to work in the future if you were to do the exact same movement again or enter at that exact same point. Gather up the confluences, work out what is in your favor. Here we go. I really want to see this reversal. This may be the stop hunt low. I generally think it may be the stop hunt low. But it could then be a continuation follow through. Did my Discord just open? Right. Right. Right, what have we got on the bigger time frames? Let's have a look. Here we go. I need to see something. Wait for it. Have we got it? Not just yet. I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it. All right, so 5-minute time frame is showing everything crossing over right now. Okay, all the averages of all prices just broken completely straight through it. It's the Asian session low that is the test right now, guys. We will know if this is the point that they reverse it back up. All right, they could induce a couple of more minutes to the downside. This is consistent with the Brinks. 3 more minutes, man. 2 more minutes, sorry, until the US futures market starts coming in. Let's see if they hold this zone. Have we read this pattern correctly? All right, because remember, it's a pattern within a pattern. Okay, if you consider where we are on the higher time frames, guys, on the daily, should I say, zoom in. Okay, we had the stop hunt rise, drop back down again. All right, it hasn't even tested the 5 EMA right now. Where is it? Yeah, it's not even tested the 5 EMA just yet. Last time it did that, pulled straight away from it. Okay, so we're going to see if this point in the chart is going to be the turning point. All right, here we go. 50 EMA on the 4 hour could be a point of interest. It's just a clean recovery from the previous vector to the downside. Here we go. Starting to get a bit busy. 15 minutes starting in 1 more minute's time. Look how they're getting aggressive in this area. Let's see if they hold this zone. Let's get rid of that. Let's draw it out. Let's see. Oh, it's getting aggressive. Here we go. A break of this point right here. They've broken yesterday's low, the Asian session low. Because if you look at this chart on here, you can see it bright as day. On the 5-minute time frame, Asian session low, which sits at the 48,750 quarter point, right? So let's see if this M2 pivot does actually hold and they've established the low of the Brinks. Here we go. 1 more minute until US Brinks is full swing with the futures markets coming into play. Let's see. Oh man, this is going to be interesting. This is going to be interesting. Who's still holding their gains across the board? Ava's still holding. Everything's dropping back. Ada's still holding. It just looks like a stop hunt to me. It really does look like a stop hunt. This is healthy for us. The absolute zone we can come down to is this point in the chart right here. The red vector candle recovery needs to happen as soon as possible. It can't break below this point right here. It would invalidate this pattern. Let's see if they actually do it. Because it's an aggressive move. And we got, what, 1 more minute. Here we go. 4 seconds. Let's see if they do it, guys. Let's see if they do it. Here we go. Futures markets in full swing. Let's roll out. Oh, 4,800. There it is. There it is. That sharp move right there. Very sharp move. Ah, my days. Look at that. Look how they've broken that point in the chart, recovering previous pulls right now. It's a stop hunt, guys. Look at them bringing it sharply back up. Start of the US futures market. Could this form into a candle reversal point? Spike the orders lower, commit the traders to the downside, shift out of the zone. Who's doing bad? Who's doing good? Look how it's everything now starting to slowly turn red. It's like they're all following suit. Ava's going to try and hold its gains. Look at that recovery of the green vectors now. Stop hunt rise, drop down in the Brink session itself. Bring up Ethereum. Man, this looks like a clean breakdown. Bitcoin. Oh man, it's taking it to, it's going clean out. Clean. Complete clean movement to the downside. Very interesting behavior. Could this be the reversal point? Could it be? Because it's a sharp move for the US session. That's the thing. Very sharp move. Looking on the higher time frames. Let's have a look here. Daily. Let's have a look. Spike up. Pull back. It's consistent. It is very consistent. Okay then. Cool. Right. Here we go. Stopping volume right here. Could be turning. Red vector candle right there. Got half an hour left until they actually decide if they are going to make the move. Okay. Let's see if that is the case. Let's have a story. Right. Okay then. Man, my voice. All right then, here we go. Still holding strong. Everything's dropping nicely, man. We need this though. We do need this. But the recovery back up. See, what we've got to be careful of. We were just talking about this moment right now. If they break the 50 EMA, wait for them to bring it back up so you know if the move is valid or not. Okay? So if they hold this zone and they bring price back up, the 50 EMA should meet to around this direction here. And then if they mean to go down, they will bring price back down into towards the next moving average, which is the 200 EMA. Even if you look at it on the higher time frame as well. Okay? You can see we're only coming back down to the 50 EMA. All right? Very interesting point in the chart. New York has only been open 3 minutes. The New York futures is 3 minutes. Let's see if they are going to step in. Notable volume. Vector candle. Push down, push down. We're expecting them to bring it back up. If they don't bring it back up, next pools of liquidity on Ethereum are in this zone right here, as you can see. If they do continue with a follow through to the downside, remember, they've just induced a lot of traders to go short. All right. What perfect time to reverse it back up and take out the stops for those traders. All right, here you go. Look at red vector candle right there. The next hour candle is going to make the difference. All right, so for the next remainder 30 minutes, we could just see Ethereum holding in and around this zone. They still have that little bit of liquidity to take on the vector candle, which you can see right there at the 32.61 point of Ethereum. All right, they could do the retrace down, bring price down, retrace back up, and then continue lower and hit this, or they could just completely bounce from this point in the chart. All right, here we go. Are we actually now starting a new pattern? All right, let's see. Because they're staying within this zone right here. The last consolidation point. Drop level 1, rise drop level 2. We should be going into a peak formation in this zone, if it's consistent with what's going on with their intention from this point in the chart. Let's have a conversation, guys. All right, then. Let's go back and watch this price action unfold. 15-minute time frame. I need to see what they're doing. Yeah, big vectors hitting in that zone. Bitcoin's dropping down. Where are we at with our comments? How are we doing? Remember, this is a short-term day trading strategy. Remember that, okay? Now, you can actually capitalize on moving from one point to the next. All right. What is your trading purpose? Do you understand? All right. Right now, you can see they are recovering this pool of liquidity right here. Bitcoin right there. All right. And that's on the 15-minute time frame. So by principle, if we see a vector candle hitting a previous pool of liquidity, we should be seeing the retrace from that zone. Now, it will never be accurate, okay, or perfect, but it will be within that zone. Okay, everything is taking a battering right now. Okay, but it looks like they want to bring it down to certain zones in the chart, guys. Remember that. They're going to want to bring it into certain points in the chart to induce traders to do something, and that's exactly what they're getting them to do. They are getting people to commit to go short, and they could squash all those retail traders out by sending price sharply all the way back up. Because remember, guys are opening shorts right now, and they're setting liquidation points. Okay, so by principle, they should be moving price back up, okay, if they're going to continue down lower, because this move is very sharp for a New York Brinks. This is literally screaming reversal behavior in the New York session, okay? However, if they do mean business and they do want to drop lower, then we may be getting a straightaway. So I would expect another one of these vector candles to come down and bring price all the way down to the 800 EMA, which is the 200 EMA on the 1 hour time frame. Have a look. Just look at that. Big, beefy move down. Look at that. The recovery of this is going to be very interesting. Very interesting. This zone needs to hold because it's a fast, false move. Don't trust it. Could they be building their longs right now? It's a very fast movement. Yeah? Right, let's have a look at where you guys are at. If they break previous low but come back in the same session, does it still validate the pattern? It all depends on what they do in that zone. That's exactly right. We need to see if they do recover back up, because now they've hit that green vector candle projection point, and that's the liquidity pool. By principle, they need to be bringing this back up at least 50% of the vector candle for us to understand what their intentions are moving forward. Okay, 48k, yeah, that's true, a whole number. 48k point. Now look, Ethereum pulling back now. Just come back into that previous vector right there, as you can see. It's pulling back. Drop down a lower time frame to see the development of it. 5-minute time frame. What have we got? Is that turning into a green vector or blue vector candle? Volume needs, there it is right there. That needs to stay. That needs to hold. It's a very sharp move to the downside. Have a look here. Vector candle right there. Long brink session. It's screaming a reversal for New York. It's screaming a reversal, man. As much as we would want that to happen, anything can happen. They can continue lower, guys, if they wanted. All right? They didn't take yesterday's low. They haven't taken yesterday's daily open. Price looks like it wants to try and come back up right now because it's hit so many pools of liquidity. It's now testing the psychological low for Bitcoin. All right? Ethereum at the same time has broken the psychological high. Okay? We may see her come down to the psychological low, but if Bitcoin makes the move first, then it's likely that Ethereum's just going to follow straight after. Here we go. It's all about the next 20 minutes. Okay, start of a new hour candle. That's what's important. Okay. All right then. New York taking point. This is it. Well done. Well done, G-Unit, man. First level drop from a big M pattern. Potentially, we will know. We will know if this is the continuation of an M formation breakdown on the higher time frame. All right, let's see if that is the case. Because when you see fast moves like this, look, guys, vectors 1, 2, 3 pushes to the low. What this candle does is going to make sense. We've got another one more minute until the next 5-minute candle comes into play. Look at that spike lower, man. Just before the next minute of a 5-minute candle, which is going to make us understand if they are going to break down and just completely take out the zones, because it's such a sharp move down. A very sharp move down. Got to proceed with caution on this, guys. They're inducing traders to step in and go short. That's what they're doing. At the same time, they're going long. Market makers are going long. Here we go. There's the next 5-minute candle. This candle it failed to close lower. It's testing the M1 pivot. Where are we at? This is now the Brinks. This looks like it could be the Brink session low. It could be the Brink session low. That could be the case. Let's see if that is the case. Here we go. Look at that spiking up, man. That is crazy behavior. Very interesting behavior. Look at that. Ethereum. 5-minute. Let's see how long this lasts for. Failed to close at the lows. Very interesting. Fast move to the downside. How long will it last? Drop onto the 1-hour time frame. Sorry, 15 minutes. See where we are. Another 5 more minutes until a new 15-minute candle forms. I would ideally like Bitcoin to come back up to this point right here and finish as a small stopping volume candle. That's where I would like it to get to. I hope it gets back up to that point just before the start of the next 15-minute candle. And that is asking for quite a bit, considering we've got 3.5 minutes. It doesn't even look like it's going to be doing that. Okay, but that by principle, if we can see a stopping volume candle in this zone, happy days. Alternatively, the next candle after this on the 15-minute, just before the start of a 1-hour candle, should explode price and recover at least 50% of this vector. All right, drop on the 1-hour time frame. Let's see. Look at that, man. It's just a big move to the downside. Very big move, but it hasn't taken out this previous zone just yet. So we need to wait and see. 5 and 13 EMA have crossed over on the 50 EMA. Look, have crossed over right there. Drop onto the 15-minute time frame. 50 EMA. Actually, I'm wrong. 50 EMA hasn't crossed over the 200 yet, which is the 13 EMA on the hourly crossing over the 50 on the hourly. Hasn't done it just yet. All right, couldn't see it through. Couldn't see it through there. There it is, just ever so slightly. Let's see what they've got in store for us, man. Ethereum looking nice. If it's trying to come back. Wait for... Here we are. 2.5 minutes left. All right, then. Let's have a look at what you guys are saying. All right, then. So, pushing below the psychological low. Looks like it's going down more. Potentially. Could be. But look, from the... It's only been half an hour since... New York has fully opened. All right, and you always see the fast moves happen in New York at the start of the session. So it's like they're setting up price, anticipating it to reverse back up for the session. Okay, because in principle, if they're just going to completely send price down lower, then fine. We know where we are expecting them to turn. And if they don't turn, we then look to the next zone. Because remember, guys, we won't know what's going to happen next completely. We can't put money on it. We can't guarantee it. That's what I'm saying to you. We have to just look at the confluences and what they're doing. Remember, these moves develop. All right? They have to develop. They can't just happen. This move to the downside was a result of them building their longs at key points in the chart, breaking price down lower with anticipation for them to reverse back up. My prediction is always wrong, which is why I use 3 groups. Oh, what a guy, man. What a guy. Thank you. Wow. What a guy. So we're now getting spam super chats. That's crazy. Okay then. Thank you for that, Mike. What a guy. I'm watching some analyst who says there's a bull trap since this longer term pump started. This is a bull trap. This analysis for scalps. Yeah, it's short term day trading. I mean, for guys in the longer term picture, all right, when we're looking at higher time frames, we're looking at dailies and we're looking at monthlies and weeklies. All right, that's where you really want to be paying attention to. Okay, now you can just see on the weekly time frame, we've recovered more than 50% of the previous candles right here. We have hit the 50k point and we've pulled straight back. But it's what do you determine a bull trap? In essence, like, it's moving up. If this is a bull trap and you haven't made a penny from 35 all the way up to 50, well, there's a couple of scratch the head moments kind of thing. But there are thousands of bull traps. There's many bull traps. There's bull traps within bull traps within bull traps. You know, what time frame are you basing the bull trap on? Is it the 5, the 1 minute? Is it the tick charts? 1 second, 2 second? What chart are we basing it all on? Of course, you know, the higher time frame, the better, what have you. But right now, you can just see that it's testing the 5 EMA on the daily, right? I'm not seeing it really break down and go to any areas that we should be scared of, all right? Only 2 days ago, it was here and everyone was like, Bitcoin to the moon. Now it's back to that same point and everyone's like, oh my God, bull traps, we're going to drop down to 31. It's crazy. It's crazy. That's what I mean. No one has... People just stick to certain biases. Okay. All right, what we got here? Oh my days. Here we go. New 50-minute candles. Someone's just reminded me I've got to go get my daughter. I can't believe that. Who said that? Here you go. C-E-D. man. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much. Guy reminded me that I've got to pick up my daughter. Wow. What a special thing. 15-minute candle. Here we go. All right. Starting off. Let's see what to expect next, guys. I will be ending the stream shortly. Okay. But this is what we need to expect. If this move is just a flash drop, okay, and they're just wanting to just mark up price and bring it down lower and tap the pools of liquidity for the guys who went long and didn't pay themselves, this is where it's getting interesting right now. This is the point in the chart where they're going to test it. All right, this is what's important. If we break this zone, because right now we've just hit a pool of liquidity. If they break this zone, fair game. Okay, we will then expect the 800 EMA, which is the 200 EMA on the hourly, to hit. All right, but ultimately, if they hold this point, we could see price stabilize and ideally a reversal for New York back towards the 50. It's at this point we will know if they do want to send it lower, because right now it's just freak dropping. All right, so we want to wait for them to stabilize at the start of 3 o'clock. That's where things may get a bit interesting. Look at how the last 2 candlesticks right here, it was clear that they were just moving price lower. Now this next candle is like starting to stabilize. They're not breaking down as aggressively as we would want them to be, so that we can get the information that we want to understand. Are they going to break this zone and go lower? Yeah. Could you know the drop beforehand? It all depends. If you were to simply just trade it on the principle of patterns, okay, and you saw this M formation happening right here, if you were to go short anywhere in this zone and put your stop at the highest possible point that you think that they couldn't go down up to, like 50,800, because if it does come and break up towards this zone, you were wrong. That's the nature of the game. You pay to play. You can't ever get the most, can't put pressure on yourself to try and find the perfect entry. Accurate is good. All right? But if you've got a conviction about price, pay to play. That's the name of the game. You will only know if you're right or wrong based on the feedback of whether your position is in profit or not. It's down to what you do with that information. It's down to whether you actually learn from it, because then you might say, oh, forget it, I just caught the wrong move. Work on the next trade, and you're then harvesting a bad habit by not addressing it, kind of thing. Yeah? Yeah, you know what? There's a lot of... You know something? There's like always going to be people that'll say, told you this, told you that, told you this. Well, you know what, bro? That is the best thing about it, because you never know. You always come out with it afterwards. But that's the basis of it all. We make projections, all right? We will never know if Bitcoin will actually go down towards 10,000 or 20 or 30. Well, let's get closer towards it first, all right? Because ultimately, we've only got one of two options. It's either going to go up or down. If you had 50 options and you called out one of the options and it hit, I'll call you a G. But we can only go up or down. That's it. It's not hard to hit a 50-50, you know. It's literally roulette. You're either right or you're wrong. Done. Move on. You know? There we go. Nice little move there. This is what we wanted to see. This is what we wanted to see. If this is their intention to break higher. Have they caught the traders now? Psychological high being tested. This is important for us. This is what I want to see. I want to see that coming back up. Come on. Ethereum, what are you going to show us? New 1 hour candle. I've got to go, man. Stopping volume. Yep, true. Okay. Dome F. Trades rally. With hybrid system, with the hybrid, you have the edge or not? Of course you do. Of course you've got the edge. How did we expect this zone to be the reversal point? Unless you've just come in. How do we understand that this is going to be a reversal point in the chart? How are we understanding? Because it's about understanding intention. It's not applying a strategy that says A, B, C. It's not like that. It's not static. A moment ago, we were expecting that this could be a W formation and a pattern to move higher. Well, it hasn't. And you have to be okay with that. It's not static. Just because we draw a W here means it's going to hold. Hell no. Not at all. You have to be able to say, you know what? I'm okay with that. I'll see you for the next pattern. What have we got next? You know? No worries, Sphinx, whatever it is, what your name is, sorry. Okay. Well done, DeFi J. That's good. That's what I want to hear. JJP, Bitcoin 288. Interesting, eh? This is a healthy correction, because let's run it through again. How can you, right? Let's look at the 4 hour. 1, 2, 3, 4. Where were we? 23rd of August. Right? Before the 23rd, we had this move to the upside. Right? People were very optimistic. Why aren't you still optimistic? It's only come back to the same point. So by principle, you should still be optimistic. If it's in exactly the same point, just because it's pulled back down, does it mean that you can't be feeling the same way you felt over here? What I'm trying to say to you, okay, is you can't have a bias, all right? Whatever price is doing now is all you have. If it was at this point right here and everyone was feeling optimistic, now all of a sudden it's at this point everyone thinks it's going to drop to 10K. Do you see how easily manipulated people's emotions become by just looking at price? Bitcoin's going to drop. It's going to collapse because what? It come back to the last point where you thought it was going to continue higher, and it did. It's the psychology. Funnily enough, Look at what price is doing now. It's trying to come back up. Now it could come back up and drop even further. But this is what's happening right now. The nature of this game is, if you've got a conviction based on what you see right now, you pay to play. If you're right, happy days. If you're wrong, keep it as cheap as possible. Rinse and repeat. There's nothing more to say. You know? Solid on AVAX. Let's have a look. There you go, man. Absolutely unbelievable. Yesterday's high, M4 projection, $55. And then we've got 59 zone, M5. Happy days. There's no reason why it can't. With all this support right here. It's crazy. It's like moving the money from the majors, putting it into the alts. But just look who's just outperforming right now. Look, SXP doing there. Literally, there's nothing else other than AVAX that is just holding it. That is crazy. Yeah, right, that's it. I've got to go and get my daughter. Shit. Excuse me. All right, guys, listen, thank you so much for passing through. If you are new to the channel, be sure to like and subscribe. We will be going live again tonight at 10 p.m. It may be a little bit sooner, but I'll let you guys know. All right, and we're going to summarize the day's events. All right, so mad love and respect. I've got to go and get my daughter. Take care of yourselves. Peace.